Pause. Hey guys, Sensei Craig, Samurai Karate Croydon. Welcome to our intermediate training session today, Tuesday, 24th March 2020. Hope you guys are holding up all right. Those of you in isolation, lockdown, that sort of thing. Anyway, bringing to you a bit of a mixed session today with some kata, some stance work on neko shidachi, cat stance, and some other stuff as well. So train along, hope you enjoy. Let's get stuck into a warm-up. So to start our warm-up today, grab yourself a skipping rope and we're going to skip for 3 minutes. So remember, when you're skipping, particularly for fitness or cardio, keep your knees slightly flexed. We want our heels slightly off the floor, bum tucked, that sort of thing. And also limit the arm action as well. We don't want these big swings here. Just one big one to get the rope going, and there you go. 2 to 3 minutes of skipping should do the trick. So usually after I finish skipping myself, I like to do a little bit of release work. So got a couple of things here. This is a Celsius massage ball, just sitting inside one of these. This is great for rolling over muscle groups, etc., just to loosen up. And hockey ball. You can also use a golf ball. So one of the things I like to do after skipping, that sort of thing, is get that onto the bottom of my feet and just roll that around, and just, especially when I'm doing movement or that sort of work, just releasing anything that's locked up or tight in there. So just a quick tip for you guys there. Okay, of course, also works really well with a golf ball. Just drop a golf ball on the ground and roll that. Sorry, come back a bit. Just drop a golf ball on the ground and roll that around on your foot. Also works really well. So just into a couple of strengthening core exercises that I really enjoy doing with students in a warm-up. So get some push-ups now, but slow push-ups. So we don't want to be doing push-ups like this, here, and this sort of thing here, no good for the body. Not really going to get a lot of benefit out of that. So when we're doing push-ups, especially for punching and improving those punching muscles, we want more of a planche position here. So ideally, if you can get your hands back, that will work really well from here. Otherwise, pop your hands forward. Just do this as best you can. We now want the elbows coming to the side of the body this way, and then pushing up this way. Much better for our punching muscles and our general fighting. So make sure you tuck your core this way so that we're making a nice straight plank position. Slow down and up. Your up phase should be the same timing as your down phase. So if you go down to 3, 1, 2, 3, hold for a moment, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I recommend you complete as many of those as you can do, or as they say in the fitness industry, to failure, and then get a bit of a stretch. Some good stretching ideas after that are palm out, thumb down, and arm across, that way, and then on the other side as well. Another good one is hands behind your back, this way, and just coming forward. Of course, circling your shoulders and that sort of thing as well. This sort of loosening up works really well. For this next exercise, we'll focus on something that hits the core a little bit more. Of course, you can't go wrong with a plank for your core, but if you're looking for something a little bit more engaging or movement oriented, we're going to do a V sit-up. Excuse the angle. Okay, from here we want to V the legs out like this. Make sure your legs are not too much up in the air. Okay, but just off the mat here, as you can see, and toes pointed nice and straight. All right, once I've got that position set, I want my shoulders off the ground. Try to keep your hands together, and we're going to crunch those lower and mid abdominals and just crunch, sit up through the center. We don't want to sit right up here and rest the abdominals. From here we want to be working them the entire time. Amount of reps is up to you. I recommend going until failure, or until at least your abdominals feel like they're going to explode out of your body. When you've completed that, roll over, hands under your shoulders, and push up. When you breathe in, push your stomach out just to stretch those abdominals. So we're not quite finished warming up yet. However, I am a huge fan of purpose-built warm-ups. So warm-ups that incorporate exercises, skills, activities from your training. So as a karateka, I highly recommend warm-ups that incorporate karate skills. Like yesterday in our novice-oriented session or novice training, one of the warm-up exercises I recommended was a lunge. It was a lunge with a kick, which is of course really relevant because we're kicking. So with that in mind, we're going to do some basic kata review of Pinan Godan, Pinan number 5. Because we're completing our warm-up, we'll be doing the kata one chapter or fighting sequence at a time if you like, and we'll be completing that sequence, escalating the pace and intensity 5 times. So let's have a look at section number 1, chapter number 1. Keep in mind, when you're following along, that I'm in mirror reverse. If you're watching me on camera, I'm the other way around. So when I say start to the left, obviously this is my right arm, but because I'm mirroring you, I want to be going the same way, or looks the same way as you. So just a quick explanation as to why I do that. So remember, your opening sequence of Pinan Godan is Neko Ashidachi and Uchuke Gakasuki. We're going to slide the front foot and punch across. Then we're going to repeat that the other way. So this time we move out, punch, slide, and up. Excellent. So when I talk about escalation, what I mean is, first time I might go and so on. And then the second time, I might go a little deeper with the stances and a little sharper and faster with the movements. And of course, a third time, and so on, until you've done that 5 times. Remember to do the other side as well. Section 2. Five times. Okay, section 3. So starting from right leg forward, right tsuki, look, 180 degrees into shikodachi, and strike, get on, look, make sure you're in heikodachi. This is another tetsui. Then open the hand, turn, step and strike, Impyuchi. Just going to move back a little bit. Then from there, move into Kosodachi. From the Impyuchi position, okay, coming forward, into Kosodachi, and strike, like so. So coming forward, that will look like good. Practice 5 times. Okay, now it's time for the jump. Remember, the jump isn't that difficult if you segment it, if you chunk and sequence it, break it down to its individual parts. So, you'll be starting from right kamae, Kosodachi. So I'll mirror that, I'll be in left. Okay, so we're going to place our back foot out at a 45-degree angle. From there, we're going to turn and make I guess a stance of sorts, not really a formal stance. From here, something we can compress and jump into. From here, I'm going to pull my hands back, compress, jump, and land in Kosodachi. You're going to land right leg forward, and we're going to block here, like so, crossover block. From that position there, we're going to head towards the back, the reverse of where we started facing, and block Uchuke here, while striking with this hand, like so. Very good. So let's have a look at that again. Five times. Final piece of our Pinangoran today. I'll start facing the back, might be easiest. Okay, back foot goes across, not too far. Turn. Most of you will recognise this movement here. Come around. Now remember that this hand here is simply to help remind us to get our hip through. And then from there, pull back. Make sure that you're pulling back into Kokutsudachi, or backwards facing stance this way, and that your feet are pointing back that way as well, but we're still looking forward. From here we pull up, this way. We step in on the other side and pull away on the other side. From there, back to Yoi. Complete that section 5 times. Following that, I recommend that you complete the entire sequence from start to finish 3 times. Okay, just a note, this is not a comprehensive teaching session. This is not designed to be an advanced guide on how to complete Pinangoran. Of course, this is the Pinangoran, or the version of Pinangoran that we practice here at our dojo at Samurai Karate Croydon. So by no means is it the unequivocal Tani / Mabuni / Itosu Sensei version of the kata. Okay, obviously throughout the last 100 or 120 years, some things have been lost in translation. This is just how we practice it. And what I've just gone through was not designed to be an in-depth teaching guide whatsoever, merely a guide with regards to warming up and following along. So once you've completed that, I'll see you back here for the next part of the session. Okay, welcome back. So I apologise, but there's a bit of a shameless plug here. So for the next part of the session, particularly when training by yourself, if you don't have a partner, you're going to need a couple of pieces of equipment. So as I said in my video yesterday, I thought I'd showcase the PTP brand, which is what I use. And what I've got here is a basic door attachment. So your tubing or your resistance banding, I'll show you in a moment, goes in there, and this of course goes into your door frame. Close your door and that locks in there, which gives you a secure anchor. I've also brought along today my ultimate. 14.9, if you can see that, 14.9 kilogram, 32.8 pound resistance tube there. It's got the little carabiner on the end there, which is really great. And today I've also hooked up to it the ankle attachment. Now I won't be putting that on my ankle. Reason I've put the ankle attachment on that today is that's going to go through the back of my belt. I know there's a few places, not only online, but a few places you can pick the PTP branded stuff up at. I grabbed mine from Rebel Sport, which is a major sporting goods supplier here in Australia. So you could grab yours there or order it online where it's readily available. Okay, so let's start with some stepping in cat stance or neko ashidachi. So today we're going to be stepping at a 45-degree angle from haikodachi. To start with, we'll do that without resistance, and then I showed you the resistance tubing before. So after that, I'll hook that up and I'll do a couple of demos with the resistance tubing on, how that works. Okay, so start with the feet in haikodachi. Feet straight, shoulder wide. Of course, make sure you've got that core connection. From this position here, we don't need to move our support foot or our back foot, because we're going to be moving at a 45-degree angle. So from here, we're going to be stepping in to neko ashidachi like so, and just maintaining that position with the back foot. From this position here, or when we move into this position here, we're just simply going to block shuto, okay, this way. Very common position in kata. Also very common is uchiukai. We'll be blocking shuto today. And then from here, we're just going to step back into haikodachi so that we can then repeat that movement on the other side of the body. Like so. Just a couple of, tips with regards to cat stance. Remember that the majority of weight in your cat stance needs to be over the back leg, but not over the back leg like this. We don't want to be able to lift our front foot off the floor necessarily like that. We need some weight on the front foot, but we don't produce that weight by leaning forward on that leg either. The way the weight is distributed is through the depth of the stance. So by bending both legs, I create weight and connection on this leg. So it's still possible for me to lift this leg off the ground. It's just not super easy. Obviously lifting this leg is a lot more difficult, and I'm not going to attempt that. Okay, make sure your bum is tucked in. So we don't want to see that sort of thing in cat stance. Bum in, head back, nice and straight. So I'll demonstrate the exercise now. So you can step in left or right to begin with, doesn't really matter. Following that, you want to complete the recommended number of sets. So whether you're going left, right, or right, left, doesn't really matter. But completing a cat stance and return on both sides of the body, let's call that one set. And I would like you to complete this 25 times or 25 sets. So first 10 sets, relatively slow, concentrating on your footwork. So from here, taking the time to place the foot in the correct position, wind up and block, nice and sharp, hold, 3 to 5 seconds is fine, and return to haikodachi. Same on the other side. Always look first, position the feet, block. Again, hold 3 to 5 seconds and return. Complete that 10 times or 10 sets. For the next 10 sets, I'd like you to not necessarily move that much faster, but now begin to incorporate the wind up with the movement of the foot. So from here we wind up as we move. You can see I'm moving a little bit faster as well. So we move, wind up, and then block. like so. Again, hold 3 to 5 seconds and return, and complete that on the other side of the body for 1 set. And there's another 10 sets. Okay, how about the last 5 sets? Sets 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Well, that's where we're going to speed it up. So from here, hopefully I can do this without making too much of a fool of myself. So from here, look, and down. I noticed as I did that, my head came forward. So just correct if you do feel anything that's a little bit funny, just correct that, no matter what level you're at. We're always prone to making mistakes, that's how we learn. And then on the other side of the body, like so. And back. And back. And like I said, both sides of the body, that's 1 set. Complete that 5 more times. Okay, so as you can see, I've previously taken a moment just to hook my door anchor into the door there. So that's nice and sturdy. Hopefully you got something like this at home. If you don't have something like this, just a bike tube, an old bike tube, or a bit of just standardized rubber tubing that you can get from any physio or chiropractor, anything like that, and tied or slip knotted around a pole, like I demonstrated in our novice video yesterday. Now, here I'm going to loop that through the back of my belt. I won't make you hang around while I do that. I'll see you in a moment. Okie dokie, so now that I've got that anchored into my belt, it's creating a little bit of resistance. So obviously the more I stretch it out, the more resistance there is going to be. So that's up to your individual, how hard you want to train, how much you want to challenge yourself, etc, etc. Starting from Haikodachi, we're just going to repeat the same drill. So 25 sets, okay, with that resistance there, stepping in, and then blocking and holding. 3 to 5 seconds, and back, and then stepping in, blocking and holding. Again, so first 10 sets. Remember the second 10 sets, we're going to go a little bit quicker and get that wind up as we go. So from here, stepping and winding up, and then going that way. And then your last 5, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, we're going nice and sharp, and hold there. Remembering to hold for 3 to 5 seconds, really let that resistance there do its job. Feel it pulling you back, anchor down, work against that resistance. So guys, 25 sets on that now with resistance. Go. Excellent, so we'll move into a bit of a combination review right now. And I thought we'd look at the 5s, 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D. Obviously referring to Sensei Kimura's legacy combinations. So the 5 combinations, or combinations 5A, B and C predominantly, work with front leg kicking. So front leg Maegeri in 5A and 5B, front leg Mwashigeri in 5C. In 5D, there's a rear leg Mwashigeri, but it's, I guess, technically you could say we throw it or we execute it quite a lot like a front leg Mwashigeri. We'll talk about that a little bit later or in another session, something a little bit more advanced. Okay, so I'll pop a link below in the description if you want just a quick overview of the 5s. Again, just a soundless video of them being demonstrated from the front and the side. In the session now, I'm just going to go over a couple of things. The first one is regarding the escalation in skill of front leg kicking. Okay, so again, we've got the headless sensei because obviously I want the focus to be on the feet. So before we get into the 5s, I just wanted to make a comment about escalation of kicking. So at a novice level, when we're teaching front leg kicking, we teach students, well here at Samurai, we teach our students to step up. Okay, a suri or a sliding action up like so. All right, so I'll demonstrate that. We teach them to slide up and then lift kick, and move back. Watch that again. So we slide, like so. So I'd highly recommend that if you're at that level, if you're at that 9th Q, 8th Q, 7th Q, maybe even 6th Q level, that you perform your 5A, 5B, 5C, etc. combinations with that type of slide. However, for those of you who have been doing that for quite some time, maybe 12 months to 2 years, and are pretty competent at that movement, you should be looking at more of what we call an okuri movement, or more of a skipping, I guess, short, low hopping action, because it's a little bit quicker. Again, it's not how we want to kick long term, but it's the next level up, you could say. Think of technique like stepping stones. So when we teach a technique, we're not going to teach it to you in its final format, because its final format is too difficult to produce. Okay, so we're going to teach you a very basic version of the technique. I guess like Shizuki and Pinan kata, they're basic katas. Okay, they help give you the skills to learn more complicated ones. So with this kick here, we're learning a very basic version of stepping up, something that's easy for untrained people to do. When you're feeling good about that sliding up, you can make more of an okuri action like this. So I would encourage you to skip like so. So there's a little skipping action like so. Now, the trick is to lift this foot just before that foot lands. Okay, so in karate, we often refer to it as skipping. So from here, to skip like so. So we skip and kick. So perhaps if you're a 6th Q, 5th Q, 4th Q following along, when we do our 5s, our 5A, 5B, 5C, you can try that action. Of course, if you're more advanced, say brown belt, you might be at that next level, okay, which is where you're actually picking up your leg straight away and you're operating with a drift. Like so. So you could be pulling back and drifting as you kick. So that sort of action there, which of course is far, far quicker than bringing this foot up. And that's why that's the next level up again. But for now, we'll just skip. For now, we'll just stick to sliding up or getting that little skip or hop. Fantastic. Okay, so now that you've decided what footwork you're going to use, let's just go through our 5s. So I'll pop the reps over here. Aha, magic. Reps over here on this side of the screen. All right, so 5A, you're going to slide or get that okuri action up, kick, land forward, gyakusuki thrust, and slide back. At this level, please, after you punch, slide back, suriashi. Please do not move this foot at this stage. By the way, that's not to say that there's anything wrong with moving this foot. It's just that when you're escaping, as I explained in our novice video yesterday, we don't want to move this foot first unless we really know what we're doing, okay? Because this is going to create a little bit of a compromise in our balance and our stance. So much safer at this level to slide that back foot. You can see my feet don't come together. If I'm attacked as I'm retreating, I can block, I'm down, I'm ready to counter, all that sort of thing. Please do not slide back like that. Complete the recommended number of reps for 5A. And don't forget to do right leg forward as well. So 5B starts with a punch. So punch, gyakusuki. Then we're going to skip up or slide up, and we're going to prepare the hands like so as we slide up, forward into punch, gyakusuki, and again we're going to slide back like so, suriashi. So from here, gyakusuki. Remember, if you're completing this with the okuri action, it's there. So from here, Gyakusaki, front leg maigari, land, Gyakusaki thrust, Suriashi back. Complete the recommended number of reps there. Left and right. Excellent. 5C. We're going to pretty much go back to the same format as 5A. Change the kick now from a linear kick, the front leg, to a circular kick, so Mawashi Geri. We're going to turn that back foot, again either slide or okuri. And we're going to kick Mawashi, land, Gyakusaki thrust, Suriashi back. So, like so, punch thrust and back. Very good. Recommended number of reps. Left and right, off you go. Excellent. 5D. Now this one's a little bit more involved, and I won't go into too much explanation today. It's just a combination review, so not a master class on the combination. So from this position here, we're going to start with our one leg punch. So we're going to punch, one leg punch, like so. Now, as I step through, of course, I'm going to recover this hand. What that's going to do, and here I promised I wouldn't get too technical. What this is going to do is this is going to pull my left hip or my reverse hip through. So it's facilitating the elastic movement of my Mawashi Geri. So from there, it pulls me into Mawashi. From that position there, you can see I'm actually quite sideways here. And that's because I want to open the fascia this way so that I can get a whip into Uraken. Okay, now after the Uraken, you can punch, you don't have to. After the Uraken, you can punch or thrust, it's up to you. Okay, in the standard combination, we usually don't teach a punch, but I mean, the fascia's already whipping backwards and forwards, bang, so I mean, why not punch? So from here, we one leg punch, step through, allow that hip to start turning into Mawashi down. Now from here, whip that Uraken, thrust or punch, and step back. Reps, left and right, go. Okay, so plenty of practice of those combinations is recommended. The more combinations you practice, the more options you've got in sparring. In fact, that leads us to our, I guess, final part of our training today, our little session, and that is to do a little bit of shadow sparring, which of course requires, good concentration and visualization skills. And I want you to try using those combinations, imagining, let's say, a fighter of low intelligence. Okay, very basic fighter responding to those combinations. So, in other words, I'm moving around with them, moving here, and they're kind of a little bit slow, and then I skip up and I throw that front leg kick, for example, like so, bang, here. And my opponent, who's a little bit slow, not very smart, is like this, and they go, huh! You got me. Okay, so visualize that happening to them. I've got then come in afterwards with the Gyakusaki. So from here I'm moving around. Maybe they move in and I anticipate, and I skip up, bang, and then bang, and hit them. Don't forget after you punch to escape. All right. So when we're applying Sensei's combinations in sparring, we practice them earlier like this. I am Mr. Karate Robot. Obviously, when we're sparring, we probably don't want to do that. I mean, you can do that. Okay. That's it. Now, what can I say? Pretty unnatural looking sparring. So what we want to be doing when we start to play with these combinations is we want to move a little more naturally. So maybe you don't move around too much, maybe just a little bit of pulse. But when you throw the combination, try and throw it fast. Yeah, don't 1, 2. That's why lots of basic practice of the combo is required. So from here, there. Now when you throw the punch, don't come down, lock your legs and go like this. That's not how we throw punches when we're sparring. Okay, so when we're sparring, yeah, the elbow's maybe going to hook a little bit. We don't want it to, but maybe it's going to hook a little bit. Don't worry about that. This is your time to be a bit creative. This is what Sawzall needs. Okay, or creativity in your karate. Okay, so at this level, the way we demonstrate Sawzall is by taking these basic stuff that we learn, like these combos and stuff, and applying it to our body with fluidity when we're sparring. So shadow sparring, we're moving, and I throw the 5A, and I bang, bang, like so. Because that's how my body works with it. Now 5B, what's going on there? Okay, so maybe we're punching high. We're punching high to bring the guard up, head back, move, whatever, and then catching them low with the kick. So from here, I want to move, I want to throw that first one high. Can you see it's not a perfect punch? It's not, it's not up here. So I throw that first one high. From there, while I've got their attention on that, I skip up and kick, and then hit there. So drawing the hands high, low, high. And then 5C, 5D, use your imagination. I'd recommend, this is your training session at home. If we were in the dojo, we would probably do, if we were shadow sparring, we'd probably do, I don't know, maybe 3 90-second rounds with a little bit of a break in between each doing this, and then we would do maybe 3 or 4 partnered rounds with our partner being pretty cooperative, because we're training at an intermediate level here, not an advanced level, so we don't want our partner to be too combative. Because you're doing this by yourself, it's just shadow sparring, hey, completely up to you how long you go for. Maybe you do 2-minute rounds, give yourself a 30-second rest and do that 5 times, be a great workout. I had a question yesterday regarding our novice session, and someone said, Sensei, what if I've got a punching bag at home? Can I do any of this on the punching bag? Yes, you can do any of this on the punching bag. So if you want to get your mitts on, your gloves on, and kick low on the bag and then hit the bag, that's great as well. But that's not shadow sparring because the bag doesn't move. But it is absolutely great for impact, fitness, that sort of thing. So yes, if you've got a punching bag at home, absolutely make use of it. But don't forget to do the shadow sparring, because when we're working with the bag, like I said, it doesn't move. Okay, when you kick someone, sometimes you'll kick them and their head will come forward. But sometimes you'll go to kick them and they will move back. The bag doesn't move like that. Okay, so when you're shadow sparring, you've got to visualize those things. So I kick, the person moves back. What would I do? I'd keep coming forward. Or maybe I'd escape. So sometimes I might throw and have to abort that combination. That's what shadow sparring is about, shadow boxing. So from here I'm moving, I go to throw the kick and they move, bang, I might need to get out of there, I might need to cover a technique coming at me and come back. So that's what I would love to see you guys doing with or hear about you guys doing with your shadow sparring. Alright guys, that's it for today's session. Thanks for joining me in the dojo from wherever it is you're watching. Once again, it's been absolutely my pleasure to put this video together for you. Whether you're someone who trains with me, well, not at the moment, whether you're someone that trains with me in my dojo here when you can, or you're joining us from somewhere else in the world, really excited to have you watching, and yeah, give us a like if you've enjoyed the video. Also, I forgot to mention this yesterday, if there's something that you think I can improve on. I'm new to presenting this kind of content. I'm not experienced in producing spoken videos and things like that, and I'd love to get your feedback, as long as it's not too obscene, I guess. Talk to me about the way I'm speaking. Am I speaking too fast? Do you want me to speak slower? I'm working on that all the time. Presentation, that sort of thing. If you want me to slow down, please, please, please. Anything to do with videos, You know, if you think I could be doing something different with these videos, just a heads up, at the moment I am working off a single camera by myself. I'd love to have somebody helping me, but at the moment that's not really possible. So doing the best I can with the technology, but if you've got any comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for joining us today. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you've got a YouTube account, a Google account, that really helps us. That'd be great. We've had 12 new subscribers in the last 2 days. Super excited. And I'm looking forward to pushing upwards. I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers so I could do live streams mobile, but that's a little bit away, I think. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, and see you next time at Samurai Karate Croydon.